Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I don't often do like hair related videos, but I've just been like in the mood to like work with my hair and also talk about hair on my channel, so I thought that is what I would film today. So today's video is going to be like a background story on like my hair. I've seen a lot of people do these videos where they kind of just talk about the different stages that they've went through with their hair and like the different haircuts they've had, like whether they were good, bad, whatever, and like different hair colors and stuff like that. Then I'm also going to show you all the products that I use pretty much on a daily basis, and I'm going to show a little quick tutorial on how I get these bouncy everyday curls. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to mention I'm going to try and insert some pictures because I think that would be really interesting for you guys to see. My hair hasn't went through like too many stages, I feel like. I'm pretty like tame with my hair. I haven't done like any crazy colors or anything like that, and for the most part I've had really long hair for as long as I can remember. The main haircut that I remember that was kind of traumatizing to me, when I was in 8th grade, I had pretty long hair. I mean, it was probably like to about right here if I was guessing. It was long hair, and I went through so many stages of wanting to just cut it off, and my mom would never let me. And in 8th grade she finally let me for some reason, and I would say I cut it to about right here. And I remember telling the hairdresser, like, I don't want any layers, I want it to be all one length. And for some reason I thought that was going to be cute, and I have really thick hair, so it was kind of like a boxy haircut. I don't know why I did that. And I should mention my natural hair color is kind of like a medium brown. It's a little bit lighter than what my hair is dyed right now, but it's just like a medium, like really boring brown, I feel like, in my opinion at least. It's like a golden brown kind of. So hopefully if I have a picture of that haircut, it was about right here, just like medium brown and really plain and kind of frizzy. I don't know. I hope I have a picture of that. And I also have braces at the time, so definitely not a good look. But the hairdresser did exactly what I asked for, and I came home and I cried so much. I hated that haircut, and I vowed like I was never going to cut my hair again after that because I just hated it so bad. So after that haircut, which was in 8th grade, I pretty much didn't have any type of like dramatic haircut from then until last semester almost, which was my junior year of college. So that's a really long time. That was all 4 years of college, or all 4 years of high school, and then 3 years of college. I was just getting trims and keeping that really long hair. I did go through a couple stages with coloring it. When I was in like sophomore year, I've always just wanted dark hair. Like dark, deep chocolate brown hair is my favorite hair in the world, and mine just won't hold that color. For some reason, it always fades back to that like medium tone, just plain brown. But when I was in about sophomore year of high school, it was really in style to get like a shadow in your hair. So I had like a jet black shadow underneath my hair, like not blended because that wasn't the style. Like you just wanted the bottom layer to be like super dark, and then I left the top layer that medium brown, but the bottom was like jet black. And I know I have a picture of that somewhere, so I'll put that in here somewhere. But that was like a bad hairstyle. When I look back, that's like one of the ugliest hair colors I feel like I've ever been through. And eventually that faded, and it was kind of just like a dark brown underneath, and it wasn't as dramatic. But I know I touched up the black like a couple of times because I loved it at that point. But my hair was really long then. It was almost to my waist at certain points. So eventually that black kind of faded out, and that wasn't noticeable. And I kind of kept it just that medium brown for a long time, which is just like my natural color, and it was just long with like long layers through it. Kind of plain, but it was really pretty, I think. Like that's, I think, probably one of the best hairstyles that I've had, which was just kind of natural. So then fast forward, and I've dyed it a couple times in between that. Just at home I would always do like dark brown or medium brown just to try to darken it up a little bit, but that would always fade back, so nothing dramatic. Until last semester I took a wild hair again to cut my hair, and I was on YouTube at this point, so I'm sure you guys remember this. I had hair down to about my waist when I started my YouTube channel, and then I cut it up to about right here probably and got some dark streaks through it, and then that kind of faded and it grew back out, and then I just took a wild hair and I cut it to probably about right here, which is about the shortest haircut I'd had since 8th grade. But this time I actually loved my haircut. It had layers and it was choppy and kind of that trendy like lob hairstyle, and I also put like red through it, which is something that I never do. I always try to avoid the red. And I won't say that I love the red because I didn't really love it, and I know I have a picture of that too, so I'll put it in here. But I did love the shorter haircut. That wasn't a problem. I thought it was really cute, and I was living in the dorm. It was so much easier to fix for that point, but it's pretty much grown back to a long hairstyle again. My hair grows really, really fast, and I don't take vitamins or anything for it. I'm just blessed to have hair that grows pretty fast. So it is now down to right there. I mean, it's definitely not long, but it still looks like longer hair, I feel like, compared to when I cut it this last time. But that's pretty much like where I'm at now. And then I also have dyed it recently, not this past week, but the week before I dyed it. And if you're wondering, I did it myself. Well, actually I had a friend do it, but we bought the color from Sally's, and it's the L'Oreal Preference hair color. And I mixed two different colors. I mixed dark brown neutral and one called coffee, which was from like a mocha collection that the L'Oreal hair color had. I mixed those two with a volume 10 developer, I believe. And so that's kind of the color I've got going on right now, and it's pretty much just a deep chocolate brown, which is my favorite, but it's already fading. I can already tell that it's a little bit lighter from the first time when we dyed it, because I've washed it probably like 3 times from then to now. I've been trying not to wash it too much, but it's definitely fading already. But this is like my favorite hair color, is just a deep chocolate brown. So right now I feel like my hair is in really good shape as far as the condition of it, like the healthiness of my hair, and I also love the color and the length that it's at right now. So I thought that this was kind of a good time to do like a haircut video. So I've already washed, dried, styled my hair and everything. I want to quickly talk about shampoos before we get into the rest of the products and me styling my hair. So I kind of bounce around. I'm not super loyal to one shampoo. I never have been. One thing that I do use a lot, because I do have dandruff, is especially in the wintertime, I'll have to use Head and Shoulders like every other time I wash my hair, or every 3 times or something like that, just to kind of keep my scalp moisturized. But as of right now, these are the shampoos I've been using. So the one I actually used today, I love this L'Oreal, these Advanced Hair Care, this line of shampoo and conditioner. This one is the Total Repair Extreme Reconstructing Shampoo, and then I paired that today with the Color Vibrancy, where I have been coloring my hair. I kind of just mix and match the different lines under this. I know at school we use the Color Vibrancy a lot. Me and my roommates, we like this shampoo. But at home I have the Color Vibrancy conditioner and the Reconstructing shampoo. And I think my hair is really manageable when I use this. I actually noticed a difference in fixing my hair. I feel like that it fixes a little bit easier, and I think it just looks good, and the color looks good when I use the Color Vibrancy line. So I really like these. They smell good, just like a L'Oreal shampoo. They just smell kind of fruity, but I like these L'Oreal Advanced Hair Care shampoos and conditioners. So that's what I used today. And then, like I said, I will mix in the Head and Shoulders sometimes if I feel like my scalp's exceptionally dry. And then another thing I've been using recently, this is actually for blondes, but it's the Island Brain Color Solutions, like the purple shampoo and conditioner. And I will use this like every now and then. Not super often, but just like to get that brassy tone out of my hair. And these are made for blondes, but you can use these if you have any other hair color and you just feel like you want to get like a coppery, brassy tone out of it. This will work for that, and it definitely tones it. So I'll show you guys if you can see. It's a super bright purple shampoo. I'll show you guys the color. It's like a deep purpley blue, and it kind of brings out more of an ashy tone in your hair and like fights off like a coppery look. So I like using those every now and then. And then about once a month I like to use a clarifying shampoo, just because I use a lot of dry shampoo and things like that. I feel like a clarifying shampoo kind of strips all that from my hair. So my favorite one, the one I always have, is the Neutrogena Anti-Residue one. And I also like the Rusk clarifying shampoo, but this is the one I usually have, and it's just, that's all it is. It's just a clarifying shampoo. It makes your hair super squeaky, like dry, clean, if that makes sense. But if you use a lot of product and have product buildup, it does help with that, and it helps keep that from weighing your hair down. But when I do use that, I like to use the Aussie 3-Minute Miracle Moist, because I feel like that strips my hair a little bit, and I like to put like the moisture back into it. And I'm sure that you all have seen this. This is like a very like cult product on YouTube, and it is awesome. It's a great conditioner. If I'm not using a matching conditioner to one of my shampoos, I will use this one, but especially with that clarifying shampoo, I really like to use this one. So that's everything I do as far as in the shower. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into the clip with me drying my hair and fixing it, and I'll show you all the steps and products that I use outside of the shower. Okay, so I start out like this with my hair in a little, what are these called? A turvy twist, I think is what it's called. This one's actually like a generic one. I don't think it's actually the turvy twist brand, but it's like the same material, and basically all it is like a little hair wrap. I'm sure you all have seen these before. And it's like a terry cloth material kind of, and I think it's supposed to make your hair dry, less frizzy than a towel. So this is how my hair starts out. It's still pretty wet. I'm going to go in and brush it out with one of these wet dry brushes. This is by the brand Calla, C-A-L-L-A. And I like these so much better than a comb. I don't know what I did without these. Me and my friends were talking about this the other day. It's so much easier to use one of these than it is to use like a wide tooth comb. But it's still supposed to be fine for wet hair. So I just kind of pull up sections and try to like brush it pretty gently. And I know you're supposed to start at the bottom, but that doesn't really work for me. I feel like I just kind of go in and brush. Now, I'm going to let my hair like air dry at least like 50% before I go in with the rest of my products and start blow drying it, because I don't like to try to blow dry my hair when it's completely soaking wet, because that takes ages. So I'm going to let my hair dry a little bit and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back after about half an hour, and as you can see, the top of my hair is dried quite a bit more than it was. The ends are still pretty wet, so this is when I go ahead and do the rest of like my hair care. And as you'll see, I'm not super high maintenance with my hair care. I don't use a ton of product. I don't like the way my hair feels when I have a lot of product in it. And also, I use pretty much everything besides the shampoo that I mentioned earlier. Everything else is drugstore. So I don't put a lot into my hair, and I don't do like a ton with it, because I usually focus way more on my skin and my makeup. But this is what I do. So after I let my hair dry to about the point it is, I go in with the Suave Moroccan Infusion Moroccan oil, and this is just like a styling oil. And I just find that this helps my tip ends look a little bit more shiny and just a little bit more healthy. And I'll go in with about that much. I mean, it's a pretty generous amount. I just kind of rub it, and I just put it in the tips of my hair. Okay, so after I've done that, if I'm going to just straighten my hair that day and I want a really sleek hairstyle, that's all the product I'll put in my hair. But if I plan to like curl my hair or crimp it or do anything where I want it to be more messy and have body, I have a couple other things that I'll use sometimes. The first one is this Not Your Mother's Beach Babe Texturizing Hair Cream, and I use this if I'm going to be scrunching or crimping my hair and I want like a wavy, messy look, which I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm going to do my everyday hair today, so I'm not going to be using this, but it's really, really good. It smells really, really good, and I like the Not Your Mother's line a lot for a lot of their hair care, but this is something I do use every time that I like scrunch or crimp my hair. And then today I'm going to be using this, and this is actually not my favorite brand of this, and this one isn't drugstore, but my usual one is the Not Your Mother's sea salt spray, but today, since that one's at school, I'm going to use this Marc Anthony Dreamwaves Beach Spray. This just came in an Ipsy or something, but it's the same overall concept. I like to use a sea salt spray in my hair if I'm going to be curling and doing like loose curls or waves that day, and I don't want it to look super messy, but I want it to have some more texture. So that's what I'm going to use today, is this Marc Anthony one. And like I said, if I straighten my hair, I don't use either of those products. So I would usually use the Not Your Mother's. I like it a little bit better actually. This one smells really good, but I like the other one, and it's more affordable. Okay, so after I put all those products in, I'm going to go ahead and finish blow drying my hair really quick. Okay, then after I've dried my hair, I'm going to go on into styling it, and I don't have a heat protectant spray here with me at home, but some that I really like are the Chi one, and also the one, I cannot remember what that brand is. It's called Guardian Angel is the heat protectant spray. It's a drugstore one. I'll try to insert a picture or something. I really like both of those, but I just don't have one here at the house. So normally this is when I would put the heat protectant spray in. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and brush through my hair and make sure that all of it's dry before I put a curling iron on it. So I'm just going to part my hair in the back and bring both sections to the front, and I just kind of do one half of my head at a time. I'm not someone who really like parts it into a ton of different sections because like I said, I'm just not super high maintenance with my hair, or at least I don't think so. I usually just do one side at a time. So I'm going to start on this side. If I were doing my hair on second day hair, I would use the Suave Professionals dry shampoo just in the silver packaging. And I mentioned before, I think a long time ago, that I hated the smell, and I don't like the smell, but this is just my favorite dry shampoo for the price and for what it does for my hair. It definitely helps with making it look a little bit cleaner, and it actually makes my hair smell nicer, even though I don't like the smell like straight out of the can. It helps with that. So this is my favorite dry shampoo, and I do use this sometimes when my hair is clean if it needs a little extra body. So once I start styling it, if I feel like it's too like silky and not holding, I'll put a little bit of this in, but this is my favorite dry shampoo to use. And then the hairspray that I'm going to be using is the one that goes with that, and it's the Suave Firm Control, like the level 4. And I've been using this now for probably like 2 months, and it is my favorite hairspray that I've used in a really long time. It's kind of more of a gritty texture hairspray, kind of like an Aussie, what is that called? I don't know what that's called, that really hardcore hairspray that they have. It's a little bit more gritty and a super firm hold, but it still moves. Like, it doesn't look like crunchy, if that makes sense. I really like this hairspray. So those are my 2 products that I use, like, as far as my dry styling. So the curling iron that I'm going to be using today, this is not the one I use every day because that one is, of course, at school. But this one is by the brand Andis. I don't know, and I believe it's probably like a 1 inch or a 1.5 inch. It doesn't really matter. Just a normal barrel curling iron that does have a clamp. I have done a hair curling tutorial before with that, but that one you had to like pin up in bobby pins and stuff. So this one is a lot more simple because, like I said, this is more my everyday. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started and show y'all what I do. So I just take first the back section, and I pretty much curl each side of my head in 3 to 4 sections. So I take a huge section of hair, like this big, like a lot of hair, because I don't want a super tight curl. Then I take my brush and I tease right at the root, all around this piece of hair. Then I'm going to go in with that Suave hairspray. I'm just going to give it a little spritz. I start up here, bring it down, and I'm going to leave quite a bit of hair when I start twirling. I start twirling about the middle of the section, and I'm going to leave out a lot of hair at the tips. So hopefully you'll be able to see that. It's probably about 1.5 inches, and this is going to give just a much more effortless curl, and it makes my hair look a little bit longer because sometimes curling your hair can make it look so much shorter. So I like to leave out that little bit at the end, and it helps to leave like the length of my hair, if that makes sense. But I just hold this for a few seconds, not super long, even though it is a large piece of hair. I'm just going to hold it for probably about 30 seconds, I guess. And I definitely do large chunks of my hair because I do not like to mess around and do little small pieces. I do like large chunks, and then I'll go back in and touch up certain pieces, but this is just the fastest way to do it. And this is like my everyday curls. My everyday hairstyles basically consist of this and straight hair. So I mean, like, it's one or the other. And I thought it would be a little bit boring for you all to watch me straighten my hair. So as I take it out, I just kind of do it slowly, and I like leave the bottom part wrapped around it, if you can see, like as I pull this out. Then I'm going to just release it, and I'll kind of hold it for just a second. And I do not spray this with hairspray right away because that does make it seem kind of crunchy. So I'm just going to hold this for just a little bit until it kind of cools down, and then I'm going to just lay it down there. And then I'm just going to do another large section, really big sections, and do the same process to it. Just tease all the way around it up at the root. Take my hairspray. Go in with the curling iron. Start at the top, and I start twisting about the middle of the section. And then I leave out that little tail, probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and then curl it up, let it set for 30 seconds, and hold it, repeat the process. I'm going to speed up all the rest of me curling my hair because it's a pretty simple way to curl my hair, I feel like. I'm going to do this side and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, so after I get all of that curled, you'll see all 3 sections are curled. This is when I will do like a little bit of touch-ups. I usually go with my hairbrush and kind of smooth over these parts that I've teased because I don't want it to look frizzy, of course. After I have those curls done on the major part of my hair, I'll kind of go in and smooth this with a hairbrush just where I've teased, just so that it's not super frizzy. And as you'll see what I'm doing, I'm kind of sticking this in and like massaging that, and that just kind of keeps the tease really full and thick. And then I'll go in with that hairspray and do a pretty generous coat to those curls, and then I just throw them to the back. So I will do a few more touch-ups and stuff, but I like to let that part sit. So now I'm going to go in on the other side and just repeat those same steps. Okay, now both sides of my hair are curled and I kind of look crazy. I'm going to go ahead and smooth out this side. I've already sprayed it with hairspray, but I'm just going to smooth it before it sets like that. And I'm going to let this side set while I touch up this side. So, 3 pieces that we curled on this side. I'm going to go ahead and go through them just with my fingers. I don't like to really brush mine, but I just go through them with my hands. And then I'll usually go in with my 2 pointer fingers and just get like a really thin layer, like pretty thin, and like that much. Then I'm going to go in, brush out just that top part of it, and I'll tease this. And the way that I tease this part, I'm hoping you all can see this, is I start here and I kind of pull it out so that it doesn't look super fuzzy on top, if that makes sense. So I do that. I'm going to give it a spray with my hairspray, and then I'm going to let it down and just kind of smooth out the top really quick. And then I go in with the curling iron again and I curl this piece all together just the same way that I did the rest of the hair. But this is just going to kind of combine the top layer and then also set that tease and smooth it out so that it's not super frizzy. And I'm just a teasing monster. Like, I wish my hair could be like, you can't see my hand, but like up to right here every day because I love teased hair. But this is how I do it and keep it looking smooth and not looking like crumbly up top, if that makes sense. So I don't hold that super long. It's not too much hair. And then I just go ahead right in with my fingers and kind of smooth it. And I hope you can see like how bouncy and just pretty those curls are for every day. And this usually doesn't take me like no time when I'm doing it without talking through it. I would say I can do this hairstyle, depending on how much I want to tease my hair, I can do it in like 10 minutes. And then I'm just going to do another quick spray of that. And then that side's basically done. And that's like pretty much everything for the curls. I'm going to go in and do like my bangs. And I usually just take like a little part of this front piece and kind of smooth it back because sometimes it wants to lay a little bit funny. I don't really put a curl in it, I just kind of like that. And then on this side I have to get my bangs down, so I just kind of find where they're at. They're pretty long, I mean they come down to like my chin, but I have to smooth them. And I have to drop my hairbrush on the floor because whew. Okay. So I'm just gonna brush, smooth those back. And then I usually take my hairbrush, I feel like I'm like trying to scrunch down so you can see this. I'm gonna tease just a little bit. Go in with the curling iron and just kind of do that really quickly. I try not to hold too much heat on them because I don't want them to look super like straight and stiff. I just want them to be kind of like fluffy like this, if you can see that. Then I just kind of mess around with it with my hands and get it exactly how I want it. And then I honestly spray the heck out of it with the hairspray. And I'll go up under and give it just like a little something so it holds it together. Like I said, this part you just kind of have to play with your hands and kind of get it how I want it to lay. And then we are finished with my everyday like bouncy curly hair tutorial. This is definitely my everyday curls. If I'm going to curl my hair with a curling iron with a clamp, this is exactly how I do it. And it's seriously so fast. It might not seem it in this video, but if I'm not talking and I'm not like teasing so much and trying to make it super precise, I can do this in like 10 or 15 minutes. So I really like how it turns out. And like I said, it is quick and it's also really casual looking. And I feel like if you want like curly hair, but you're just wearing a casual outfit or something like that, this kind of falls and it just looks a little bit more voluminous than straight hair, but it is still really casual and easy looking. So that's it for my everyday hair care routine, plus like my hair background story and stuff like that. I love watching these like background story videos on people's hair, like what all they've been through with their hair and stuff, because I know that like a lot of people do a ton to their hair and I'm just like that. I like to change it up and do different things, so it's interesting to see that. And it's also interesting to just to see the products that people use like every day and their everyday steps to fixing their hair. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to see more hair care videos, please give this one a thumbs up and leave suggestions down below in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.